there, so you like reminiscing over old telly, it seems. Well, the guys have been kind enough to give us a tick to tell you about another podcast you might like.
Yes, we're the show host for the Sitcom Archive Deep Dive Overdrive, a podcast that goes way beyond obsessive when it comes to our favourite British sitcoms of days gone by.
Oh god, yes. We go the full hog and deep dive week by week, every single episode, made of the sitcoms that we choose for the show.
And Season 1...
Series 1, Ben, we are British.
Oh yes, sorry, Series 1 is all about the good life.
We're looking at every episode, the fashions, the gin consumption, the sneaky cigarette theft, the swinging, sustainability, and of course, the superb writing and performances.
Yes, and when we're finished, it'll be on to another old classic to kick the arse out of, won't it?
Yes, maybe the young ones?
Or porridge, maybe?
The world is our lobster.
So join us and take a deep dive into all things the good life with the Sitcom Archive Deep Dive Overdrive podcast.
Or Sado.
Because basically we're a couple of saddos.
Speak for yourself.
Hey all, this is Lee from the Magic Our Way podcast, and you're listening to the BS Podcast Network.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Lukewarm Cinema Podcast. My name is Austin. Today I'm joined with
George and Christian.
And we're coming back at you with another Mandalorian episode.
The Mando. I really, I love The Mandalorian. So far, so good.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, as a non-Star Wars watcher, like, we already know you liked season 1, but how are you, we're on episode 4 now?
4, yes.
Yeah. So how are you liking this show as somebody who has almost zero Star Wars knowledge coming into this?
I am thoroughly impressed each episode. If it isn't the characters, it's the action scenes. It's this slight character building that I'm seeing with the Mandalorian and what do we call Vesuvius? AKA
Vesuvius.
AKA Baby Yoda. But no, I thoroughly love the Star Wars universe. Each episode proves to me that I just need to watch Rogue One, but I kind of want to save Rogue One for. I know you're gonna. Are you gonna say watch 4 first?
No, you need to watch 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Rogue One.
Yes. No, I get it. I get the progression of it, but like I said in a previous episode, the thing that I love about this season in particular is just the visual imagery that is put on the screen week in and week out. Is unlike any other show that I've really seen produced lately. And I watched a lot of good shows, I would say, over during this quarantine, whether it was Ozark, It's Always Sunny, but
yes.
I've never been into
epics like this.
Yes. Never once in my life. But I highly recommend for anybody who has never seen a single Star Wars, start at the beginning of The Mandalorian. Don't just start on this season. You're going to be really lost.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, yeah. I mean, even though it's an, what do we call it? Episodic, where it's like.
It's episodic, but it's also like they're kind of standalone too.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That's what I meant. Standalone.
Yeah. I mean, like,
even though a lot of them are standalone, you can still get that vibe.
Well, so the thing is like what we're going to talk about today is there's always like a background plot that's always just kind of weaving itself in and out of episodes. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, look at all this crazy stuff. Remember, there's still a plot that has to be had in this season. But let's go ahead and let's get into this episode. So, Vesuvius and the Mando have to get to the planet to find the Jedi, and they realize, oh shit, our shitbox Honda won't get us there. So he goes back to Navarro, which is the planet where his friends from the first, I'm going to forget their name and I feel so bad, but the former soldier and then his old like payout dude from the first season.
Yeah. He's like in kind of an elderly like black guy.
He has Apollo Creed.
Oh yeah. See,
Chubbs.
Gotta relate him to other characters.
Yeah. So he goes back to them, and they're very happy to see him. And he's like, "Look at my shit box." And they're like, "Boy, is that a shit box."
About time, though, dude. The poor goddamn Mando has just been cruising around the galaxy in this damn thing.
Yeah.
Do they ever get to how big the Star Wars like galaxy is, or
It's pretty damn big. Like they're in the outer rim. It's like no man's land kind of space.
okay?
There's like, the core planets, and then there's Franny. I know you're gonna yell at me, so please correct me right now. Franny, go ahead and stop. Listen, message me right now. Tell me what I'm getting wrong.
Thank you, Franny. We appreciate it.
Yeah, it's still Franny's still coming on at the end of the season, so he can give us all of his.
Now, I want you, Franny, to please, like, I hope, I know you send in like comments and stuff, but I want you to be taking notes while you listen to this episode, and I want you to drill us.
Oh
when you
yeah,
get
he's
in
gonna
here.
come on here and be like, "Look, you're dumb. Why did you say this?"
Just like a fucking madman, like an interrogator. How did you miss this? What about this?
He comes in with a yardstick, smacks the table. Anyways, so he sees them. He's like, "Yeah, fix my ship, please." And they're like, "Yeah, come with us." Foreshadowing here. There's a little freaky looking person, and they like look back all ominous, and they zoom in on this person, on this entity. I don't want to genderize them, but this person,
It.
and I was like, "Watch, this person's gonna be important. Watch, I'm just telling you now." So the town that was at the end of season 1. Oh, by the way, I don't know why I keep forgetting to say spoilers for this episode.
Yeah, I mean, Austin, you've done this, I think, the last 4 episodes.
Yeah, I keep forgetting.
We get like 5.5 minutes into it, and you're just like, oh, well, hold on.
I'm
Hold on here.
excited, damn it.
Just in case you haven't heard the last 2.5 minutes. Spoiler.
It's okay.
Okay, no. Okay, I think we designate Chris. You got to be our spoiler guy from here on out.
Just
Come
do
up with like a spoiler alert.
do the Borat like when he realizes he has a microphone on him. Spoiler.
we got to play that just like as our permanent
Yeah,
spoiler
I'm gonna have
alert
to
thing.
I'm gonna have to like cut that. It just but I'll add some flanger and reverb to it and everything.
Oh hell yeah. You could vocode it
Vocode
to
it.
like to where
I
it's
could
like
T-paint it and auto-tune you.
Baby girl.
You sound like the octopus from the Wiggles when you do that.
I don't remember.
Dude, they're like one of the best Australian metal bands ever.
Yeah, don't tell me you know music unless you know the Wiggles.
Anyways, spoiler. So the city that was ravaged in the end of season 1 is like bustling. It's like doing just fine. And Mando's like, "I'm surprised these buildings are still standing." And they go, "Watch this." And they take them in, and there's a school. Like they're teaching these little kids stuff. And the old bounty hunter guy, I keep forgetting his name, Frank's gonna yell at me, takes the child, Vesuvius, and goes, "Yeah, we'll leave him here." And he puts him in his own desk. He's like, "Yeah, get institutionalized, kid." So he puts him in his desk, and then he's like, "We have business to talk about." He goes, No. He goes where I go, and he goes, No, we don't need kids here. And what does Vesuvius do?
Okay, so at school, Vesuvius sees another kid eating snacks, right, during
They're
class.
Macaroons?
Yeah, those look like
Yeah,
the best looking macaroons.
some blue macaroons.
Very good.
I've never had one.
And Vesuvius does as he typically does and wants food. Okay, so he kind of coos or whines at this child, and she's like, "No." Okay, Yeah.
Typical, like, girl. We all had that girl in class. Yo, share some with me.
eating her
No.
hot Cheetos. Got like some acrylic looking nails. She's not. She
Has an
copies all the
Aeropostale.
work.
Has an Aeropostale polo shirt on, like we had to wear in middle
Never
school.
once called her teacher or her. Yeah, never once called her teacher by her actual
it was
last name,
Miss.
or Mister.
And they never raised their hand. They just go, "Hold on, miss."
Yeah. And then like when they're writing that, wait, and he's like, "This slide was up for 45 minutes. The class is over now."
But I can't see.
Okay, so sit closer. No, I want to sit by my best friend.
And when they got to go to the bathroom, they say, "I'm going to the bathroom." And they stand up. And then the teacher's like, "No, you have to raise your hand."
I have to
And
sign
it's
your
like
pass.
a 5-minute thing.
Anyway, so he sees this kid. This kid.
This is all plot related. Okay.
It is. It
we
is.
Need, we need to set the stage for you. Okay, it's like the panning shot at the beginning. You need to get into the psychology of our imagery of how we perceived this episode.
Did you just say the psychology of our imagery of how we perceve?
Bro, I did DMT.
That was dope. No,
That was some
Did I
bars
tell
right
you I
there.
took some mushrooms before this podcast?
They weren't psychedelic. They was just expired. There was a
Shiitake.
warm. I left them in the sun.
Just because Joey Diaz took an expired Vicodin once doesn't mean you're gonna have the same type of trip.
Dog, it didn't kick in for like 4 hours. Dog.
No, he said he blacked out. He took half of it, and Joe Rogan was like, "You good?" He's like, "I couldn't wait to take the rest." But he blacked out on stage.
Okay. Back to these fucking delicious
Please,
blue
Christian,
macaroons.
please indulge us in these macaroons.
Continue.
All right. Now that you understand the psychology of the imagery of the whatever I said,
How we
Perception.
perceive.
Yes.
Vesuvius, well, he was told no, and he did not like that. So he used his force powers to, and while the little girl wasn't looking, fucking reverse yeeted the macarons onto his desk.
But like the whole package of macaroons, he left her
Yeah.
one.
Not just one. There was one out of the package, and there was a little foil package. He took the whole foil package. He's like, all mine. And she was very surprised to look over and see that her macaroons were now on his desk, but he did not reach over. And he was happily snacking, and they just both looked back at each other, and they both had the blue shit on their mouths from eating them now. And you just got to think, all the Jedi are gone. Most people don't even know like what the hell they are at this point. So that little girl has no idea what the hell happened. Like, how did you receive my macaroons without reaching over on the desk?
Yeah. So he does that little Vesuvius plot. We always enjoy a good Vesuvius plot. So then the three amigos, we'll call them the three amigos, go to the main guy's office, and who does he see there working at the front desk? The first person that gets yeeted by Mando in the first episode. The blue dude. And he goes,
He creamed as soon as he saw Mando.
Creamed. He excreted like
He misted.
He misted out of his neck. And I was like, did he just finish?
Yo, it was like if you have the automatic air like Febreze sprayers
yes.
in your
Oh,
house.
I have that.
That's what it sounded and kind of looked like, although it was like all around like the creases of
It
his
was
neck.
an AoE.
Yeah, exactly. Area of effect.
So yeah, I don't remember his name either.
I don't remember his name, but he was an indentured
I
servant.
think it was like Vape God or something.
Vape
Yes.
God. Lil Vape.
We'll call him VG.
VG.
All
Vegas
right.
Golden Knights. VGK.
Vape God.
Vape God. Anyway, so he sees him, and you find out, he's an indentured servant for the guy who paid out all the bounties.
He's a fucking receptionist.
He's a receptionist, and he has a 300-year like sentence. Like that's how long it's gonna take for him to pay off his bounty. So then he's like, they're basically showing Mando that, hey, there's still like most of Navarro is safe except for like this one area where there's like a forward operating base from the Empire, but there's still a skeleton crew there. So we're trying to wipe it out so black market people don't come here and try to ravage our planet. So he's like, all right, well, I just needed my ship to get fixed, and they're like, that's gonna take some time, dog. So he's like, all right, let's go do it. So they go to this place, it's I'm assuming like an hour or two, maybe 3 hours away from them. Roll up, huge base, and they're like, oh, okay, so it's like in a volcano. We can set it to self-destruct. It'll blow up. Cool.
Which is the most badass thing. Is that like pretty regular in Star Wars?
Oh yeah.
All volcanoes are like nuclear reactor controllers.
The best thing with volcano, it's called the planet from episode 3. Is it
Coruscant?
No, Mustafar.
Mustafar, yep.
It's
I
literally a
remember 'cause it was
volcano
in
planet.
It was in the
And
PS2 game.
Obi-Wan and Anakin fight on it. It's probably the best fight scene in any Star Wars movie.
Yes. No, the fight scene is
It's the one where like he's like, I have the high ground, and
Yeah.
that's the joke now. Everyone's like, I
Yeah.
have the high ground. That's it's like a good scene. It's also a heartbreaking scene at the same time.
You are my brother, Anakin. Yeah. We all remember. We
I
watched Star Wars.
loved you, step bro. So they get to this place, then you find out this dude, the blue dude, VG, is literally like slave and slave owner. Like he keeps like I want to call him Creed because I don't remember his name, but Creed keeps like threatening him, and it's almost like, I'm gonna give you another whip, boy.
Seriously.
Like he's like threatening him that way, and we were like,
Yeah, he
yo.
threatens to put him back in carbonite, which is it was that like brown like cryo freeze thing he did.
Is the slab.
Yeah. And I really liked earlier how Vape God, the blue guy, mentions, don't put me back in. I could barely see out of my left eye from last time.
So they get into this thing, and they're making Vape God do everything. They're like, hey, hack this, hack that, cut through this. And Mando's like, fuck this, man. He just jumps up to he uses his jetpack, flies up to the top of this base, and all of a sudden you just see a stormtrooper just fall next to him. And then George asks the question.
No, it wasn't a question. It was I've observed this over the last season, 2 seasons. All stormtroopers are the grunts, like in Halo, that are just absolutely annoyingly useless. What a waste of the Empire's money, in my opinion. I think like you could put fucking starving children with like machetes, they would put up a better fight than some of these stormtroopers.
George is saying that the Empire should hire child soldiers. We don't represent that, but that's what he said.
All I'm saying is the Empires just need to take a look at their budget, and they need to see how much they're spending on stormtroopers. Now, if they're not spending that much,
They could just get the Ewoks that beat them out in
yeah, you could pay
Endor?
Ewoks lower wages.
can like
Oh no!
Outsource it.
No. They took our chair.
Like I said, George is saying all this stuff, not me.
yeah, no, I'll take the heat for this. Where's the little child endangered servants planet? Is there anyone like that? We could come up with one.
I mean,
Just
I guess-
nothing but
I guess the Ewoks, which are the little teddy bear looking things.
I don't. What is an Ewok?
Oh, you gotta watch episode 6.
In the
Explain
Empire,
an Ewok.
in the
to me.
Empire Strikes Back, they go on this.
I believe it was Return of the Jedi.
You're right. I always get it mixed up. Like the whole
Yeah,
the
'cause it's only-
trilogy.
What do they look like?
They're
Because I'm
little
looking at
bears.
something that can put up a better fight than these PS5 looking mofos that are running
I
around.
can tell you exactly because these little creatures beat stormtroopers
Oh yes,
Well,
it's
like,
a,
it was
it's a
improbable, but it happened.
with like guerrilla tactic sticks.
Okay.
You remember
They're
how
these
they?
short
So
little
what
bears.
I'm looking, yeah, okay. What I'm looking for: height, weight.
Oh wait,
String.
probably a solid like 100 pounds because there's some thick dudes, but height probably like 3 feet.
But a lot of them, I'm assuming, were like
Yeah.
ants.
Yeah, and they're really smart. Like
Mm.
remember the scene where they trip the Mando with the wire? They
Yeah.
do that to those big walker things.
I like where these
And then
guys
they, and then
heads
they
are.
just like and then they take 2 logs and just crush it.
Yes, like I feel like stormtroopers are like cops in rich
I
neighborhoods.
still got my hat.
Like they just feel like super entitled. Like, oh,
They're
I run this.
unionized.
yeah, but like, God forbid they ever get a call on D Street, and then they're just like, oh my God, like it's like
Fund the stormtroopers right now.
defund the stormtroopers.
I
The
think-
Empire's fucking protesting.
I think I said the only time I ever saw like a stormtrooper actually hit like a target was when they punched Vesuvius in season 1.
And they're just bullies for that. Pick on someone your own
Yeah,
size.
which was fucking rude. I was pissed. I'm like, you motherfuckers.
Did you know? So Kevin from the Magic Our Way podcast, he's a musician. He
Hmm.
found a video where it's at like 100. Like if you put it back to back, it's perfectly at 100 BPM, and you could use it as a metronome. Of just him punching. That's just
That's fucked, but that's good. I like that.
so. Anyways, where the fuck were we even?
we were at, he's flying out of
We're
the
talking about how
volcano,
terrible
and
stormtroopers are.
stormtroopers
Yeah,
suck.
because Mando is just working these dudes. So they finally get inside. They go, hey, hack this, but there's no guardrail over this volcano. And the dude's like, do I really? And he goes, you wanna? I think he said something like, I'll push you in or something. Basically threatening his slave.
Yeah,
And-
no. You get a strong slave vibe. Very,
Very
strong.
strong.
He's a prisoner, though. He's a prisoner.
He doesn't have rights.
AKA receptionist. AKA
Chauffeur,
when he-
chauffeur, because he drove him.
That is true.
Yeah, he was like the Uber driver on his speeder. He's like, all right, do you want me to drop you guys off here? Or what do you guys want?
How about the front?
Jesus Christ, Mom, just leave us alone. That's how they were all feeling on the inside.
And then he's like, I'm dehydrating. He's like, he has like a what's it called?
He has gills, so I'm assuming he has to like be hydrated
He
by
has
like a
he has
machine that he has on him.
Yeah, he has like a humidity vest on, is what they called it. So, anyways,
He just has one of those little like misters with the fan on it.
but it's like the Iron Man one from like the little aisles at the cashier.
Yeah.
It just squirts him in the eye. Ah, it's better than nothing.
Bro.
I didn't think that would hit that hard.
No,
Wait.
because it was such a good visual. Like I can just picture like oh my god.
He was a funny looking character because like he looked visually bothered whether he was being made do something or not. Right?
One of those. He looks like Lee Sayat from the Church of What's Happening
Mhm.
Now, where he's like
Yes,
he's
he
on
does.
the verge of crying at any moment.
He's just running around, just trying to stay with the group.
So they
Thank God there was no supplies. Like I could just imagine, like in a future episode, he's just lugging around like 100 pounds worth of supplies and shit.
but he can only like really like lift like 5, so he just collapses.
He starts leaving shit behind. And then
What's this, a blaster? We don't need.
Okay, so there are he flew out of the volcano. He
Well,
set-
he
set
didn't fly
after-
out of it. He just flew up to the landing platform, like the helipad. The
Mhm.
volcano's on the other side. So they set the thing to like, okay, it's gonna explode. How long do we have? 10 minutes. That's it. All right, let's get out of here. So they get out of there, but then the Empire was already onto them. So then they fight their way to another room, and then they find out this wasn't a forward operating base; it was a lab. And then there's a
little hologram.
a hologram of the guy that was working on Vesuvius in season 1 when Mando steals him back. And he's saying that I couldn't take enough blood from the child without killing him. We need this for higher M counts. And Christian and I looked at each other, midichlorians.
Okay. All right.
Please enlighten
It's
me
time for
because
the
you
fucking
guys had your
tangent.
little fucking Star Wars nerd off when that shit went off, and I was like, okay, I'm definitely missing something here.
You have to see I think episode 1 is like the only one they really reference it.
Okay, so I'll go with I'll explain the implications for this episode and I'll explain the fucking meme. Okay, so why the hell do they want the child? We don't really know. I always assume they just wanted to off the last fucking Jedi because they're the Empire. They hate the fucking Jedi. Jedi whip their ass sideways and fucking diagonal in every other movie.
Diagonal.
Yeah, dude. I'm like,
That's not good enough. Go back.
So that's what I thought. They have this lab, and in the little holo recording, they mention M count. Like, oh, the test subjects don't have the proper M count. Austin and I knew what that fucking meant immediately. Okay. So the prequels to Star Wars. So they made the original trilogy, which was
4, 5, and 6.
A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. Okay. Then they said, let's make some fucking prequels that come before that. Old Republic. George Lucas decided that he had to explain in specificness why Jedis had their power. So there was this little, I guess, call it plot device called midi-chlorians. He said, if you're born with more midi-chlorians in your bloodstream,
They're basically like white blood cells.
yeah. The more midi-chlorians you have is the stronger a Jedi you are. Anakin had really high midi-chlorians. Obi-Wan has high midi-chlorians. It's one of those things where it's like, let's demystify something nobody asked for them to do, and so it was kind of lame.
I heard Darth Maul lost half of it.
What the hell? I'm not up to date. If that's Clone Wars stuff, I don't know because
No, I
I
was just
didn't
making
watch
a
any.
joke that he got cut in half in the first episode.
That's a good point though, dude. If you get a limb cut off,
Do you lose some midichlorian?
or if you get a boner,
Oh my
Mm.
god.
but wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh no.
Wait, bigger question. Can the cock perform force actions? Dude, imagine
That
you
would
just
be awesome. Like just to undress him with.
Franny, please message me right now again.
yeah,
Please.
we're gonna run this past our expert. Can the cock Palpatine's little, like, I doubt he can get it up, but if can he shoot lightning from it? Like, imagine, dude,
He's got a erectile Sith function.
in bed, the fucking Emperor does the fucking the 790 degrees spin he does. Whee! He like spins from a prone position. He like does like a jump spin. That, but naked with his cock out. That's what women see. That's what the prostitutes see.
Yes.
That's how Ray came.
What the fuck were we talking about?
We're talking about M counts because we're talking about how there was.
Okay.
So there was. You've come to find out that the child was needed for research purposes because they were going to clone midichlorian counts. You know, they were going to clone him and create their own like super soldier,
Like artificially make essentially people with Jedi abilities that will fight for the Empire.
Force abilities, because they're not necessarily always Jedi.
Yeah, Force. Because if you have the power, then you could go to the dark side or the light side, whatever. You know,
Got it.
potato, tomato.
Midichlorians aren't specific to one being.
No. It's like the way I heard. I'm gonna have to talk to my friend Nick
White
about
blood
this.
cells made perfect sense. Like it
Yeah.
just,
So the way the Force works is it's kind of like it's like a spiritual isn't the right word. It's like it's kind of like just like a damn. I'm trying to think of the words. It's like a being, but it doesn't have like a gender or anything. It's like a source.
Mhm.
So you can be like a gray Jedi, which just means like it's like okay. So let's look at politics.
when you guys are saying this, and I mean, I don't want to go there. I am a special ed teacher, but I just think of the autism spectrum. You have some people that are like, oh, whoa, super high metachlorian, way out there, very creative, thinks on his toes. Can he function day to day? Probably not. The Force is too much. He has too much of the Force. And then you have somebody low metachlorians, good person, some Force. You can function with him day to day because he can take care of himself.
I like that. Okay, yeah, it could be
I
looked
would
at that
love
way.
somebody just be like super, just fucking metachlorianed out, just like Force all the time.
Dude, you make it sound like a fucking drug. Oh, I have this syringe of midichlorians.
Force.
I'm just gonna inject this syringe of midichlorians right into my cock.
This
vein.
is where, I mean, shoot.
They all end up looking like that guy from the last episode when he bites it. They're just
Yes. Okay. All right.
oh my god! I lost
I don't care
my
how far
ability to
wrong
breathe.
I am. I am sticking to the metachlorian spectrum is what we'll
The
call it.
Lukewarm Cinema podcast are opinions of our own and do not reflect or represent any businesses or
That being
companies. With that being said, so you find out that they're going to artificially make these beings. So they're like, we hella got to destroy this shit. I believe they went to go destroy it, right? Or did they say now we got to?
Yeah, well, because they set the reactor to blow.
Yeah. So they were like, well, this thing's going to be destroyed anyways. But then the Empire closes in on him. So then Mando goes one way. VG and his two entourage members go another way. And, Mando's fighting him and he's like, fuck this. And he just takes off. Just flies away. So you don't even see him
Yeah,
anymore.
because now he knows the big bad guy is coming after the child.
Yeah, Moff Gideon.
Moff Gideon. See, you're so smart. You have memories.
There it is.
What's his business called again? Moff Gideon's?
Los Pollos Hermanos. Los Pollos Hermanos, brother.
So he takes off and you're like, oh, well, that's the last we're going to see of him. So he takes off. And then the other three are like, fuck, what do we do? And they get stuck in a shootout. And Homegirl, with her fast thinking, goes and steals a vehicle and puts the other two dudes in it. And they're like, all right, well, the door's closed, so we're just going to go off the edge. And they go off the edge. And of course, they land on VG's speeder. He's like, was that my speeder?
Can this thing get any worse? I want him to cry so bad.
Dude, he got shit. Whatever was left of his will is just being whittled down.
He's on a snap.
He was the punching bag of this episode. No wonder why he has to fucking Vape Nation.
They need to keep him away from that little. They need to keep him away from that little school.
Yeah.
Are you saying he looks like a diddler?
No, like a pew pewer.
A pew-pewer. Oh.
Okay. Well, wait a minute. I thought school shooters. No, that's not true. You're right. I was gonna say I thought it was always a kid who was bullied by the school. That's not always true.
Okay, let's not talk about.
Let me talk about the plan I made. No, just kidding.
Anyways, so they're now trying to go back to their town. They're trying to take off.
I'm going to jail.
I can't talk about the metachlorian spectrum and then have you say
This episode went real south real fast.
my God. Okay.
Yeah, this whole episode's just my manifesto. This is Mandalorian shit's a backdrop. I don't care about the fucking fish guy.
This is all the front.
It's just a platform for Christian to be on.
My army is getting larger. You will not see them until it's too late.
Christian's at 3 people now, by the way.
Okay.
So the 3 homies, not the 3 homies because Amanda's not with them, but the 3 others are in their little like, what would you call it?
Like a transport thing.
Yeah, with like a gun
But
on
it's
the back.
fast.
Yeah,
And
it's pretty fast.
Got a machine gun on the top.
So homegirl's driving, Creed's in the gun trying to shoot off because now they have speeder bikes chasing him. So he's like, "Oh, hold up, let me pew 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 pew," and he sucks at shooting. Manages to kill most of them. But let's talk about that one death where homegirl squishes the dude into the wall.
Ooh. I enjoyed all the way that people were dying. Those fucking retarded ass stormtroopers. Jesus Christ. It's comedic the way they go, at least. No, so I was gonna say I compared that little vehicle that they were in. That's like the Star Wars equivalent to like what they use in Afghanistan and Iraq, or like a pickup truck and like a machine gun on the back.
Yeah, like an MRAP or a Humvee.
Yeah.
So they're going, and so there's 3 total speeder bikes. One of them's behind them, gets shot down. Then the other 2 go and do flanks on him. So the one on the right side of him is like shooting through the wind, like the front window, to try to kill the girl who's driving, and she just turns into him and just pushes him into the wall.
Big blah. The bike explodes. He's dead. You know when like you see a video where like somebody like takes a fall and it's on the internet and it's like, okay, I don't think he's dead. This is funny. But then you see like somebody like in a crash or fall high enough, like, oh, they're dead. I don't have to check. Like, I know they're dead. That guy's fucking dead.
Oh,
Like a roach beneath my bare foot because I'm a savage.
Yeah, that dude is dead. So they're then this other dude, the third speeder bike, has a grenade and he's gonna drop it onto the ship. So he's climbed up on top, and Creed manages to turn the turret around in time and shoots him. It just blows up. So they keep driving. They're like, great. Now there's 3 TIE fighters coming after him.
that's what those things are called?
Yeah, TIE fighters.
It's like satellite looking
Yeah,
mofos.
because the pilots are.
No.
Why not?
So, okay. When I saw the pilots, I was like, oh, these are the stormtroopers.
They look Taiwanese.
No. I was like, these are the stormtroopers that like got a good ASVAB score.
Yeah,
and they're not
exactly.
on the front lines.
Exactly. They're pilots.
Yeah. But I mean, there's still, it's like good ASVAB score, but like good ASVAB score, but like for the North Korean army. Like good, but not good enough.
Spotify, we hope you don't take this episode down.
Oh, it's definitely not going up.
Look. That one did crash into the vehicle.
Well, that's because he shot it.
Well, but we didn't know if they were trying to do that in the first place, though. They still could have been.
So anyways, he shoots one and it crashes into the turret. Now the turret's done for on the vehicle. So now they're just like, well, guess we got to start flying or hope for the best. So they can see the town and they're zooming in, and the TIE fighters go ahead of the carrier, the little, we'll call it the Humvee. And then they do like that thing where they go up and, turn away so they can come around and do a strafing run. And then all of a sudden one of them gets shot out of the sky. And then all of a sudden you see the Razor Crest.
Mm-hmm.
So Mando went and got the ship. But who's next to him? Vesuvius, eating his macaroon.
He was so happy.
With his hands up in the air. Like it's a roller coaster. He, Mando gets into a really crazy dogfight with the other 2 TIE fighter, or the other 1 TIE fighter. And after the whole thing, Christian, tell us what happened.
Oh, okay. So, badass dogfight. The first guy got murked because he didn't even know the Mando was around. It was kind of like Lando saving their asses in the Death Star. Remember when he rolled up in the Millennium Falcon or whatever?
Yeah.
But anyways, and then he gets in this awesome dogfight with the last one, and they do this thing where they like both drive at each other trying to shoot the other one,
But they're like spiraling.
and they're they do the awesome Star Wars thing where they show the pilot spinning around, which is like, I always love that. They're very attentive with that stuff. And Mando shoots the guy through the fucking window, and it hits his body and beats him, and then whoosh, and he swoops off the other way. Badass. So then it cuts into the cockpit with Mando and Vesuvius, and Vesuvius, still kind of has his hands up, but then some blue liquid emits from Vesuvius's mouth.
And what did you say?
I said I throwed up.
Like a toddler would say.
Mommy. Walking in at freaking 3 a.m.
I phoned, or like they go, what? I phoned up.
Mommy, I don't feel so good.
Christian was sitting here. I mean, I think we were all laughing. We were like, I phoned up.
Like, they play up the baby thing so well and so funny. He ate too many macaroons and he just threw up all over his fucking clothes.
He ate like 3 macaroons and then went into like negative 50 G's in the Razor Crest.
Yeah, no, that was one of the most like intense badass because we haven't had too many ship scenes, at least like from I mean you guys have seen
like
it all,
dog fights.
Yeah, dog fight scenes where I'm just like, whoa, this is fucking awesome. This looks so nice.
It was really well shot and it was really good. But so Mando is like, all right, let's get out of here, and they just take off, and then they're like, thanks Mando for everything, you're the best. Even though I don't even think that's the song they play at the end.
It's
of
not.
It's like the Mando theme.
It's not like gritty.
It's like
we're
that,
bounty hunters.
Yeah, it's like that Western.
Down.
I'm the dog, the dog.
Dude, I watched Dog the Bounty Hunter in space.
I would watch Dog the Bounty Hunter in space. He'd be like, hey, come here, brah. You see this? This is alien meat.
You'd finally catch him. He's like, you want a cigarette, bro? You want a cigarette? Why you been running so long, bro?
Bro, you know you got 3 warrants, bro.
Listen here, bro. You just got to find God, bro.
You want some McDonald's, bro?
You're going to jail still, bro.
So there's that last scene with Muff Gabby or whatever his name is. What is it?
Oh, Moff Gideon.
Yeah, there you go.
Muff Cabbage.
Yes, I like Muff Gabby.
I'm gonna have to start bleeping our episodes.
This one's been a pretty bad one. This one, there's like 5 spots where we could really cut some
I'm gonna have
things
to
out.
edit it all out now.
Goal reached.
Christian's manifesto has come true.
It's finally happening. Chris has got the look. Shit. It's
Yugoslavia will rise again.
So anyways, they're with Moff. So then they go to this big Star Destroyer. And this officer is talking to the person who is working on Mando's ship. Mind you, Mando's ship looks like it was never a ship box. It's flying great, shooting just fine. So they fixed it fast. I was telling them, like, that was like 3 hours of time. And they fixed that bitch up like it was nothing. They said, we put a brand new engine in here. You wouldn't know,
Not just a brand new engine, dude. They fixed his freaking blasters, whatever the hell those things are.
They fixed everything. Yeah. They fixed everything.
Good as new.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, I think Vesuvius has even got a fucking little car seat now.
No, he was just in a seat. Oh my God. Can we please talk about that real quick? The beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
So Vesuvius is in like a little crawl space where there's like wires.
Oh, yes.
And Mando, like, it's like the typical dad talk. He's like, okay, so you see the red wire, right? And he goes, eh? And he holds up the red wire. And he goes, okay, you need to put that where the blue wire plugs into. And so he has the blue wire in his hand. He goes, and then he plugs the blue wire into the spot where the blue wire. He goes, no. You plug the red wire, but keep them separate though. They're opposite attract, so you you can get hurt. And he's just like slowly moving them together. All of a sudden, and Christian's sitting there just fucking wheezing.
I'm sitting here thinking like the Vesuvius is about to electrocute himself because the Mandalorian decided, let's have him do wiring.
Which that ship placement, like who can get to that wire except for Baby Yoda?
Droids.
Visu. My bad. Not Baby Yoda.
No, his name is Vesuvius.
Vesuvius.
We're gonna have to write
Visu.
to Disney and be like, we have named him Vesuvius.
I think you guys should possibly look into that.
You mean we should?
No, Disney.
Oh, Disney should. I was like, we are going to write.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That was just so great. No, he was just in a car. He was in like a seatbelt. They didn't give him no car seat. They didn't upgrade his shit. They just fixed it.
That'd be awesome.
They didn't pimp my ride.
He's got like a 5-point harness now.
He's got a roll cage.
Fucking rims, spinning rims.
That's what these things are missing, right? Like
and then when he flies, he's
spinners, a good sound system. What kind of music do people in Star Wars listen to?
yes.
Hmm.
It's I don't know. It's like that intro song,
Yeah.
but it's like that. But there's like electronic music. It's weird. It's like its own thing.
Okay.
Is
But,
there
like, has there
space
been, like-
prog?
Space prog. No, the Contortionist is not what people in Star Wars listen to.
Okay. So Austin,
Yes.
what was your favorite part of this episode?
My favorite part would have to be that dogfight, dude. Just that like 30 seconds of them just spiraling towards each other. Just cinematically, it looks so good. Super
Do you
good.
think there could have been anything done this episode to make it a little bit better? Or like what would you might have changed to kind of before we go into the change though, can we talk about like that room that they had with all the I said they were Darth Vaders, but they aren't Darth Vaders.
Right. We need to talk the end of the episode. So the person who fixed up his ship was like a spy and is talking to this officer in the Star Destroyer, and the Star Destroyer is like, did you put the tracker? And yes, it's been done. So this officer goes to Moff Gideon and goes, the tracker's been placed on the Razor Crest, and he goes, does he have the or what is it? The child?
He
is
says the asset,
the
but
asset. Yeah.
we know he's talking about the
And
child.
he goes, does he have the asset? He goes, yes, our sources have confirmed it. He goes, we will be ready.
Wow.
And then in the room, it shows like a bunch of what looks like maybe like shock troopers.
I couldn't get a clear
Yeah,
shot.
it was hard to tell at the angle.
It looked kind of like Darth Vader armor, but like all we could tell it was like black, like Empire armor.
Hmm.
So that painted the whole picture for us. You know, one, they need the child because they're gonna like make their own like force capable army.
It's just a bunch of Jar Jars.
That'd be badass. Okay.
Andy!
The Empire will rise again. Me bringing back Yugoslavia.
We will rise again.
This brings everything into fucking like the picture. It was really strange earlier in the episode before you really like knew what was going on. One of the officers told to the the officer told to the spy guy who planted the tracker on the Razor Crest. He's like, oh, in the new
Era.
world or the new era, you'll have a good place.
It says you will be rewarded well in the new era. I think it was a girl. I think that was a woman.
I forget. Yes, it was because she looked kind of like Brie Larson, but she wasn't. that I'm like, did Brie Larson do a Star Wars thing? Like, anyways, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So, and you're like, oh shit. Okay, so they're gonna try to make Force brothers, okay, to fight for the Empire.
Did you just say Force Brothers?
Yeah. Look, if they're all made from the same DNA, they'd be brothers. There's no racial. There's no
Yeah, no.
implications.
I say that every time.
But you
too.
said
I
brother with an A.
No, I did that.
You want me to use
guys,
the R?
Guys, I did that today. I did that. I realized I do it with everybody. I say
Yeah, you call
Thanks,
me brother
brother.
all the time.
thanks, brother. Like, I mean, it's just like, I mean, you just grow up.
It's
with
just
it.
a saying. Yeah, I get it. But it was still like the way Christian was like, we got some brothers up in here.
We are when that you kind of imply that they are about their business.
Yes.
They
So
are
please,
about the business.
please just continue.
Okay. So, and then when you see the armor, you're like, okay, they are tracking the ship. They know where the child is. Here's the backdrop of what this season's story is going to be. They're going to go after them. They want to take the child, make Force users. This is going to be the armor. Like they're prepping for this army already because you saw their armor. So it's like, I don't know. We were just earlier past episodes talking like, oh, what's the story this season? What's going to happen? They're setting it up.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. I mean, for all we know, that could not be Force users. Maybe it's just a super soldier that they've just been creating anyways, and they don't really need the M count. They don't need the white blood cells for them. But it
Could be.
probably is, though. But anyways,
Like a Phasma tier.
yeah.
soldier.
But anyway, speaking of Phasma, Franny's license plate is Phasma. His car.
Phasma was cool. I was upset that she didn't stick around in that trilogy.
Yeah, they made a lot of bad decisions in that trilogy. But anyways, George, please continue with your question.
Oh yeah. Well, I had mentioned if you saw anything that you might have wanted to change.
Not really. If it was up to me, it'd just be all action the entire time.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
action and then just Baby Yoda throwing up. I fought up.
I think it would be like super funny. Like you can take Vesuvius and really I see it being a cartoon like
you
that
could
they
do,
come
like, a
out with
Pixar
after
short.
yes, that nails it. So what I was going to get to, and when I was mentioning it, I had realized it was almost too predictable. Like after you hadn't seen Mando for like freaking 7 minutes of action, like it was bound to have come. I would have liked possibly to have seen maybe a scene of him getting like slowed down or something, just to kind of like heighten the tension. Like, oh, is he going to make it to actually save these
we
two?
didn't know what the tension was. Are these three people gonna survive being
Yes.
bombarded? So then you like I totally forgot about Mando.
See, okay,
And
but
so for me it was nice.
Yes, but like when I was looking at it, I was like, man, I have not seen this guy in a minute. I figured as soon as they were coming towards the end and everything, it kind of I tied it all together as they were like midway through the drive. But it doesn't mean that I didn't like the entire action scene, because then it led into visually the most appealing scene there was with the dogfight. And my last question, the red and the green bullets, what do they represent? Red's Empire?
Mostly.
Okay. And then green is
Usually like rebellion or like just like a
okay.
But red is like common. It's like your 9mm.
Got you. Okay.
So George, we'll start with you this time with
Mhm.
this week's episode. We'll kind of keep it brief since we already went through the entire episode, but
Mhm.
name like one thing. This goes for everybody. Name one thing that you liked about this episode and how many grapes you rate it.
Well, okay. I literally have been thinking about what I would want to say here, and you brought it up, and I just completely went blank. Chris, can you go? Because I just had it, but then I lost it.
Yeah, sure. I'll go
Yes,
for now,
you
and you
go.
could think on it.
Mm.
Okay. The best thing was the kind of plot bombshell or plot implications here. It's like now we have something to chew on. Like, okay, Moff Gideon, he's going for all the
Moff
fucking.
Gideon.
It's Moff. Now I want to say Muff. The last time I did it, ironically, Moff Gideon wants to go for all the marbles. He's tracking the child, and there's this conspiracy about creating like a force army. Super cool. That was definitely the coolest part of the whole episode, I thought. I'd rate it 3.7. Grapees.
Grapees, not raisinets or grapefruit, but grapees.
No. Yeah.
All right, George, it looked like you got your idea.
Yes, so I came back to me. So I've always been a huge shot continuity guy. Like that means that whenever they say like a time in the movie, like I would like it to fit that time frame that they just set. And if I'm not mistaken, just like based on my recollection of what we just watched, when they said we have 10 minutes till that thing blows, I'm almost certain it hits like 10 minutes relatively on the dot. And the progression of it, because I mean, there is a lot of fighting, there's a lot of action in between, but at the same time, it gave me that Call of Duty mission feel, like, oh, we got to get out of this building,
Gotta exfil before it blows.
right? And they made it.
No Tuscan.
I was a little blown away that the lava kind of didn't like seep through the canyon and like kind of like follow through them. I feel like that could have added a whole nother little level. There was a huge shockwave after the place blew. But yeah, no, I just figured like it, but see, lava moves slow. Some lava moves slow. So it isn't like a rushing river. You know what I mean? Like where I would have expected that with water or something. But no, that was my favorite part of the episode, because that's all I could think about after they said 10 minutes blow. I'm like, oh, watch these mofos, or it's going to be like the next 20 minutes and then we're still not going to have the damn thing blow up. But no, they did an excellent job with that. And that makes me happy as a viewer.
So how many grapes?
Not my favorite episode. I'm going to go 3 grapes.
Okay.
Yes.
So for me, I think I have to kind of agree with Christian, is the plot development. Like, it's just like, oh, this got really big again. Like, it was already big, but it's like, we didn't get rid of Moff Gideon. We didn't get rid of Big Muff. We gotta wait for him to come back. It's like, oh God, here he comes. Oh Lord, here it comes.
Oh Lord, he coming.
So the plot point was really good. The episode overall was really good. I just want to know, they were having a bit of problem fighting off those stormtroopers. How fast would it have been if the Southern Baptist Mandos came in? and had-
Oh my.
At half a second, they'd fire like 5 shots, they'd all be dead.
Yeah.
They'd land, they'd all shoot at the same time, like one shot, they'd
and
all
the
be
bullets
dead.
would just ricochet.
Yeah, that'd be badass. Some ricocheting lasers. Be dangerous.
But
What if you're a Mandalorian? You could, dude. You saw the Mandalorian. His armor's so damn good. He gets shot in the back. He hears like the tink or feels the impact. Then he just turns around and shoots him. Like it doesn't matter to him.
to
Yeah,
charm
no,
him.
it's just like, there's never been a moment where I'm like, oh, this dude's gonna lose a fight. I mean, he just eats bullets.
Yeah, it's almost seeming like, oh god, what's Mando gonna do this time? But so I rate this one for plot element. I rated a 3.5 overall.
It was a very plotty episode, and I think that's why you guys can kind of like relate to it more. You guys felt that build. I know the importance of that Moff Gideon guy from I think it was the snow episode where he was in there for like a short bit as a hologram explaining something. So I knew he was a big time guy. I think they're really setting up for maybe even like, because I remember this Boba Fett character and just a quick brief glimpse of him, and I feel like they're gonna be, there's people chasing after him. I feel like it's all gonna come to like this big head where like the Southern Baptist Mandalorians come in, they protect him from Boba Fett, they've maybe even kill that Moff Gideon dude, protect off their crazy attack. But I think I would want to see that in like an hour-long episode. Do you guys think they're going to do that like for the finale?
Maybe I don't remember if they did that for. I think the finale for this for season 1 was longer.
Most shows I feel do that.
I think it was, but I don't remember concretely.
Mm-hmm.
It might have been a 2-part thing. Like
Yeah, it might have been. I think so.
it's like one like the continuity is like one little
Yes.
adventure, but it's split between
It was
2
2 episodes because there was at the end of the second to last episode, he was like his friend. He was like, "Come in," and you see the radio on the ground, then you see him dead, like 20 feet ahead.
Mm.
That's how the episode ends. But overall, this was a very good episode. I think we can all agree that it wasn't like, oh man, we're watching. We were like, that was a good episode. I think we say that after every episode. We're like, this is a pretty
Yeah.
good episode. We've been thoroughly entertained this entire season. So, moving forward from that, George, it's trivia time,
Oh, awesome.
and I'm not going easy this time.
Okay. I was gonna pull up a couple of questions that you with too, and
Okay.
then what did we say we were gonna do last time? Because we wanted Chris involved in this. Yeah, we were gonna do. Was it like one person tell the questions and to see? It was like first to 3 or something.
I don't remember that much. We're gonna have to.
Let's do that. Screw it. You will be the Alex Trebek for this episode, and it's me versus Chris. First to 3 wins.
So you guys against each other.
Yes.
Okay, we can do that. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, what are we gonna do? Like a buzzer thing or
No, just say it.
okay?
We'll know who the first person is, and if it's a tie, it's a tie.
It's a tie. Then
We'll push it.
we'll keep going. I got plenty of questions here. So, all right. So the first one, how big is your butt? No,
5.
Christian got 3 right off the bat. Sorry, George. All right. So the first one, this one I feel like should be easy. How is water written scientifically?
H2O. That's 1-0, George. Let's move on to the second.
So are we doing it whoever gets it the fastest?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's
Yep.
a speed game.
Yep.
It's Jeopardy. It's just like Jeopardy.
Okay, I'm not going to ask this one. Blank is the basic unit of all living things.
Carbon? Basic unit of all living things?
You already said your answers. so-
Metric.
Oh, we only get one try.
Yeah, you got to.
Metric.
So then if we both don't get it, then it's just
It's cell.
Ah. Okay.
okay.
Makes sense. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay. The square root of 81 is.
9. That was a tie.
All right. So
Like,
George
that's fine.
2,
Good math.
Christian 1.
Oh, so are we counting ties as a point?
Yeah.
Okay.
It goes to each of you.
Oh, so this is
sure.
it.
Okay.
This is it, Chris. Don't mess
shit.
up.
I'm going to keep going though. I want to see how George does.
Okay.
The indication of any future event is known as.
Premonition or
Wait, say it one more time.
The indication of any future event is known as.
Foreshadowing.
Oh, dang, George coming in hot.
Yes.
That one was dumb.
Yes.
Because foreshadowing is a literary.
All right, you want to go
term.
to 5, Chris? You want to go to 5? It's 3-1 right now. We'll go to 5.
Sure, let's go to 5.
On which body part is a temporal lobe placed?
Head,
Brain?
part of the body. That's so
Yeah.
dumb. When you say part of the body, you think the outside.
Let's go.
That's dumb.
All right.
Wednesday.
Damn, that right now that question just stumped Alex Trebek himself.
Who wrote the novel The Great Gatsby?
I don't know that.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Don't know.
It was Scott Fitzgerald.
Oh, yeah. Good old Scott.
Some of these are like super easy.
Good. Chris needs some. I'm winning 4-1 right now.
Where are the headquarters of the Microsoft Corporation?
Silicon Valley.
I would have said California.
Redmond, Washington.
Oh, yeah. That's where I get all my charges from. I've seen that before.
All right, hold on. I gotta open up a new one.
Oh, okay. Okay. Just know that I'll take Alex Trebek duties next week, and then it's you two.
Okay, yeah.
Winner takes Alex Trebek duties.
So we'll go to 5 now. We'll reset. We're at 0. Here's some categories you guys can pick from.
Okay, well then, George, you won that one.
okay.
You won that
There we go.
series.
So
There
we
we
can
go.
do, and it has to be like you kind of both have to agree on it. There's questions about sports, questions about movies, questions about music, questions about history, questions about books, questions about countries, questions about gardening, and random trivia questions for teens.
Random trivia questions for teens.
That sounds okay, yeah.
All right, this one should be good. A cat, meow, stays in heat for how many days?
9.
4.
Ooh, it was 5.
Oh, okay.
What is the color of absinthe?
Green.
Clear?
Ooh, got it. Green.
Okay.
So we're at 1-0. What does DC stand for in electrical terminology?
Direct current.
Damn, George at
I am
2-0.
Feeling myself.
Which is the biggest island in the world?
Australia.
Is that not it?
I don't know. Answer it.
New Zealand?
Greenland.
That's cool.
That was where Australia.
What did ancient Romans use to dye their hair?
Berries.
Die.
Bird poop.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Interesting.
Okay. Which is the shallowest ocean in the world?
Ocean? Indian.
Arctic.
Dang, George, we're at 3-0 now.
Damn.
Yeah.
Which is the most common atmospheric gas?
Carbon.
Ozone?
Carbon.
Nitrogen.
Night.
Ah.
Ozone. Ozone is just the layer. Okay. When did the Eiffel Tower open? And not here in Vegas, the Eiffel Tower in France.
1904.
No, it was way earlier than that. I was thinking, wait, no, this was our gift then. I'm going to say 1921.
You have that backwards. Their gift.
Their gift to us
Statue
was
of
the
Liberty.
Statue of Liberty. We didn't gift anything. Those
So the answer is
smelly Frenchmen.
1889.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. Which period came first? The Jurassic period or the Triassic period?
Triassic.
I guess.
Triassic.
Yeah,
We're
I
at
was
3-1.
about to say, I was like,
George, you about to pull a Warriors
I just
right now?
remember that
No.
Jurassic was a later one.
yeah, because the Saurs. the
Yeah,
dinosaurs.
Jurassic
Cool one.
World, and there's Triassic.
Triassic trannies ruled the land for a while.
Dear God help us. What is the color of a giraffe's tongue?
Purple.
I'm just gonna say pink.
Black.
Interesting.
All right,
Wonder
so
why.
that's it for random questions for teens.
Oh shit.
All right, I chose that one, Chris. You choose this one.
So we have sports, movies,
3-1.
music, history, books, countries, gardening.
Countries.
Countries. All right. Let's see what this is.
And what is the score? 3-1?
3-1.
3-1. So we'll continue it from here because it was doing
Yes,
good.
yes, yes.
In which country is the world's tallest building?
China.
No, it's in Dubai.
Dubai. 4-1.
The Burj
Dang.
Khalifa.
What is the largest landlocked country in the world? All I'm gonna do once you guys answer, I'm gonna give you guys just a hint, and you'll know.
Man,
Turkey.
I'm gonna say it's something over. Oh no, it's something in Africa. I feel. Is it in Africa?
I don't know. You tell me.
Huh? I'm just gonna say Egypt so we can move on to the next one because I have no clue.
Jenkui.
It's no way. It's
Yeah,
Kazakhstan.
it's Kazakhstan.
Holy
Oh
crap!
shit. Well,
Good for
Which
them.
European country is divided into departments? Like your home and garden department, your
Germany?
I'm gonna go with Austria.
it's France.
Oh, we both said. Yes, the French.
So this one,
Very
this one's a number. I'm looking for just a number. I don't need like blah 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 blah.
I got to put Chris away here.
blah
Here we
blah
go.
blah.
Here we go.
What is the population of Switzerland?
600,000.
I was gonna say 500,000.
8.5 million.
Whoa!
Wow, we
Chris.
suck.
What the hell? People live
I
in
just think
Switzerland.
it's small, like
Same,
barely
dude.
any.
Same. Wow, I was way off. Definitely want to travel there one day.
Be nice, yeah.
So beautiful.
Name the sea between Australia and New Zealand.
Indian.
I thought Indian was an ocean. But anyways, let me think.
Right.
Is it the Black Sea?
It's the Tasman Sea.
Hey everybody, Austin here. I made a mistake and our audio ended up getting cut off because I didn't have enough, space on the recorder. So that's the end of the episode. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Lukewarm Cinema Podcast. Be sure to follow us and we'll see you guys next week.